B2B Cambodia, the portal for business use in Cambodia.
I'm B2B Cambodia's Darshana Gochan. We're here today at AVPN Cambodia's Impact Roundtable with AVPN Cambodia's Chief Operating Officer, Kevin Teo. And today we'll be discussing more about Cambodia's entrepreneurial ecosystem. Hi, thanks so much for speaking with us today. So you're from AVPN, and AVPN's motto is moving capital towards impact. So could you kind of break down what that means exactly? What is the impact that you're speaking of, and how do you move capital towards it?
AVPN's mission is to move capital towards impact, and we do this by assembling the largest community of social investors in Asia. By social investors, we are referring to grant-making foundations, impact investors, and organizations that build capacity for the social impact ecosystem in all these different countries.
And when you speak of impact, exactly what is it that you're talking about? Like, is it based on indicators, on more economically based indicators, or is it on something else?
So we cover these broadly as social and environmental impact, and they are best articulated through the Sustainable Development Goals, which the countries around the world have rallied towards as common goals for development in the world. And that's how we coordinate our activities across all the different members who are involved. It is really about aligning what is that common interest between the funder who has the capital and has a certain social objective in mind in terms of improved outcomes, translating that to the organization on the ground who are interacting directly with the people whom they are trying to benefit, and to say that these programs are actually translating into a set of outcomes that are aligned with what the funder had in mind.
When we speak about Cambodia's entrepreneurial ecosystem, I think with this Impact Roundtable as well, there was like a description about Cambodia's ecosystem being particularly like thriving for ventures. So could you maybe speak a little bit about what it is about the national context here that maybe is sort of good for new ventures, and just kind of describe what are the conditions in the country?
So first of all, Cambodia has a fantastic demographic dividend. Many young people who are coming into the workforce, and that presents a whole host of opportunities. The flip side to that is that if these young people were not gainfully engaged, then you have the elements for not so good things to happen at a national scale. Entrepreneurship needs to happen in an ecosystem where you've got a few different players. You've got organizations that provide what we call capacity building, which will be different forms of training, different forms of mentoring and support. You've got funders that provide the capital. And then you've got the role of government to create what we call an enabling environment. And then in so doing, to be able to attract more capital and to keep growing.
So in Cambodia, what would you say are the biggest challenges or barriers for entrepreneurs?
I would say it's navigating the funding landscape, because entrepreneurship happens at many different levels. From what I saw in today's gathering, there is an ample community of ecosystem builders who can help with that level of translation between the entrepreneur, who will be very familiar with the issue area and with the business opportunity, but perhaps less familiar with the group of funders.
And what do you see for the future of Cambodia's entrepreneurial ecosystem? Do you see like a big boom, or, what are your thoughts on Cambodia's future?
Yeah, I'm personally really positive about what's available as opportunities ahead for the country. Given the population and given the government leadership, I think these two factors are sort of quite substantial in terms of how they can impact the future direction. I think the other topic that we touched upon today is the topic of engaging women entrepreneurs as well. The term we use is gender lens investing. And what that means is investing in women entrepreneurs as well as investing in businesses that serve the needs of women from a product and service standpoint. Injecting that at this stage of Cambodia's development is critical. When you've got many new entrepreneurs coming on the scene, they are not particularly stuck with old models of entrepreneurship that doesn't have the gender lens. but rather to include this more comprehensive and inclusive perspective of how to run a business.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. It's been a pleasure speaking with you today. You've been with B2B Cambodia. Thank you for watching. Join us next time as we continue to bring you more news, updates, and developments from the business community in the Kingdom of Cambodia.